All right, so now I had taken a bus to Galway on the west coast, and some of these pictures are when I'm walking around there. Ireland, it's on a rock, it's on shelf. There's not much absorption in through the rocks, so the water really doesn't have anywhere to go, and when it rains a lot, it just can't absorb into the ground and it just rushes down. This is a hostel. It was so cute. I didn't go inside. I wish I had seen what the rooms looked like.
Cork, which we're passing over right now, and at the mouth of Galway Bay. And just after the river here, there was a canal here used for years to transport goods by the French and Spanish up along.
That was a bus tour that I took. I took several bus tours.
The English people were getting killed over here. So Queen Elizabeth was in charge in England at the time. She decided to put a stop to this. She formed a new army, led by a man by the name of Cromwell. And he just marched round to Ireland again, and he actually did quieten the people down in Ireland again. But he decided to check out some of the lands that they had been taken over. And he used to send out a scout to find out what the land was like. And the man that he sent to this area reported back to him. He said there wasn't enough of trees to hang a man, not enough of water to drown a man, or clay to bury a man. You're better off taking over hell than taking over Connemara. So they never came to this area.
So one of my tours was to Connemara region, very rocky, beautiful. Lots of people, it looked like go to retire. I saw, this is the house where the group U2 has maybe a summer home. It was hard to see, but right across the road was apparently where Sting's summer home is as well. But they're really, there it is. I think that's the U2 house. Again, the sheep. I wish I'd taken more pictures of the colorful sheep. They're so funny. Purple and yellow and blue and pink and so Connemara horses, the Connemara ponies, they used to run wild and free. There are no more wild ones anymore, but the Connemara ponies are still there, and I did get to see them as we were driving along. This kind of coal stuff that is burned, it comes from the bogs. It's the decayed, after hundreds of years, the decayed matter goes down and it forms kind of like a peat moss brick. And homes and businesses still use that for heating in the burning in the fireplaces for warmth. It's running out. The spaces are running out. It's being there's some where they dredged out some of the bog material for burning. There's a piece of it. So they're going to have to stop doing that because it takes hundreds of years for it to form. This is a castle on the west coast. It was really windy that day. So the castle grounds were gorgeous and well kept and green and lush, and there were beautiful gardens, and there's a carrack, I think, maybe I'm saying it wrong, a little boat that was referred to a lot on my bus tours. That kind of boat, anyway. This was the Skye Road.
Nobody fall off there, me.
So this is really what it looked like there. There wasn't a lot. There were some cute little towns along the way, but this is pretty much what it looked like along the west coast. A lot of people go to retire in this area. There are a lot of poets and writers and artists. Then I took a tour to the Cliffs of Moher, the famous cliffs that you've probably seen in pictures when you see pictures of Ireland. Very gorgeous. I always make friends on tours.
The green.
Yeah. People are standing right on the edge. It's very dangerous. Stupid. Okay, that made me so nervous. Oh my gosh, I couldn't watch.
Okay, this is really scary right here. I feel like I shouldn't be here.
So I had a lot of history lessons while I was on the bus tours. One thing I learned that I had no idea before was the Great Potato Famine that I always heard about growing up and in schools. Yes, there was a potato famine. Yes, there was a potato blight. But there was also a great genocide of the Irish people, the poor people, the farmers, millions of people when England took over at that time and controlled the land and controlled all the food. And they literally left the farmers who were growing the food without any food, and they literally starved walking down the street and just died walking down the roads in the millions. Anyway, I had no idea that it was actually a genocide. All right, so more movies. This was P.S. I Love You Bridge. If you saw that, so the bus tour I was on, one of them stopped at the bridge, and we got to see it there. I guess in the spring. I would love to go there in the spring. I think in May or June. There's lots of wild purple heather out. Oh, this is the lake. I didn't take that picture right there, just so you know. I can leave a link to the photographer who takes incredible pictures of this Lake Guinness. But right down there is Cadicut, where from Game of Thrones, if you know that. Beautiful old graveyards and gravestones. Amazing. So many movies were made in Ireland, like Braveheart, an old movie called Quiet Man. There was Love in the Air in a kind of particular way. There's a legends like this one of that's a symbol of Claddagh, and it represents love, loyalty, friendship, and there were beautiful stories and legends and poets and romance in a very particular, I think, unique way. And the photographer I was referring to before, who takes pictures of Lake Guinness, gorgeous pictures on Facebook, the page is called Glendalough Photo Post. GLENDALOUGH. Now going back up to my retreat at Crawfordsburn near Belfast.